expect a win. I don't know, by knockout or submission. That's what I'm going to go for, but I expect 5-minute round of war at very high pace.
It is the one we have waited our entire lives for.
Good morning, Arkansas, and everyone streaming around the world. It is time for the fifth round right here on KLRG 880 AM, 94.5 FM, and streaming around the world at KLRG880.com. What a show we have for you today. I've got three very awesome guests going to come on here shortly on the line, hanging right now. I'm going to say hi to him just because it's so awesome and privileged to have this gentleman on the line right now. I love BJJ.com, the man himself, Ken Primolik. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Craig. How are you doing?
Man, I am fantastic. Everybody listening in, he's calling from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which is a beautiful state. I love it up there. I've been up there many a times. Big Penn State fan, actually. But we're gonna go to talking to Ken here shortly about what we got going on. First and foremost, I want to get to quite a few little things real quick. Nathan Kirby's going to be in the house. He actually just walked in the door. We're going to be talking about the mixed martial art event tomorrow night, Valentine's Massacre. Later on in the show, I got Will Broyles. If anybody watches MTV, Caged, that is his show. We're going to be talking about the Athletic Commission towards later on in the show. We just got some awesome stuff to talk about. First off, I want to go off, if I'm going to give any headline news for my show, I can say, well, big ups to the Giants. And the Giants, they're won Super Bowl, great game. I watched the game. I thought it was awesome. And then other than that, last Saturday night was a UFC 143, and there was Diaz versus Condit. I sat and watched that fight. I scored it differently than the outcome came out, and I think it's big and controversial. Well, there's many ways you could look at it. There's many ways you could look at the way that fight went. Some people say, well, if you look at the CompuBox scores, the CompuBox scores said that Condit won that fight. I believe that Nick Diaz pushed the pace a lot better than Condit did. I think Condit kind of ran a little bit. But he did what he had to do, and he won the fight. So, big ups to Condit. Now it comes out that Nick Diaz has failed another drug test. He failed for marijuana. Now, I don't know about you, but for someone to tell me that marijuana is a performance-enhancing drug, I think you're actually on marijuana then. Because I'll admit that in my day, in my youth, in my ignorance, I have been a guy that has partaken in something like that years ago. But I'll never tell you one thing. I never smoked pot and then ran a marathon or competed in an MMA event. Never happened. But Nick Diaz, he's a triathlete. He does all of his different stuff. I'm pretty sure he did not smoke a joint before walking in at the UFC. Just didn't happen. So it's a controversy thing. He could be suspended. There's a lot, but you know what? I don't want to keep hanging up on it because I think people are going to blow that up too much. But, oh, man, Nick Diaz this, Nick Diaz that. Dude, you know what? It was last week. Let's get past it. If there's a bigger drug issue that's going on in the UFC or in MMA, it's going to be a steroid issue. That's a problem. When I've been told personally by UFC fighters and stuff, that, and other guys, that around the world, man, you go to other countries and full gyms are full of fighters that are juicing left and right throughout the year. Of course, they'll stop leading up to a fight so they don't pop, but stuff happens. King Mo has now failed. Cyborg Santos has failed, and it's there. It happens. I do not condone it, but of course, I myself have never been a professional athlete on that level, and I do not personally know what it's like for someone to hang my big paycheck on my performance. So I don't know. I've never been in their shoes. I don't know what it's like. Not Nick Diaz, but George St. Pierre is coming back from a bad knee injury after big surgery and stuff. Who knows if they're hopping his leg up on different things to help it recreate, to help him come back. There's a great chance it is. He lives in Canada. He's a Canadian. It's a different law, different theories up there. Up in Canada, I'm pretty sure you can go into local pharmacy and get some Winstrol or some other what we would call illegal steroids. Different ball game. Until we have lived that level, we really don't know. So that's kind of, I'm going to wrap that up. I'm not going to sit here and stay on this all day long. I want to give a big, big shout out to Kickskin Martial Arts. Go to kickskinmartialarts.com for all of your greatest fight shorts, rash guards, gis, gloves. You know what? They sent me some gear. They are my sponsor. Phenomenal stuff. I got it in the mail the other day and was blown away. You can go to my Facebook page and check it out. Check out Craig Anthony. Go to the 5th round. All types of great stuff. I'm just being handed a great fight card for tomorrow night, which is going to be awesome. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to, literally, I'm so jazzed about tomorrow night's Valentine's Massacre. I just want to leave the studio and go in there right now and go sleep on the mat and just relish the moment of what it's like inside that cage. We're going to talk about that shortly. Gracie Baja, some of the guys up there, we've been having some great times, seminars. I got Nathan Kirby. He's got great stuff going on. Rolly Delgado, Westside MMA. Danny Dring was here last week. Big props and big shout out right up there to LDMA. I got Ken Premola on the line. Here, we're going to go to a break real quick. When we come back on the line, ilovebjj.com. Ken Premola in the house. Stick around. Kickskin, the premier MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gear company in the world today, is now the official fight gear of me, Craig Anthony, and my show, The 5th Round. Since 1994, Kickskin has brought to the world the best in Jiu-Jitsu gis, fight short, rash guard, the original #1 rated Valley Tudo glove, men's and women's apparel, and much, much more. Christine Cyborg Santos, Matt Serra, Kendall Grove, and Ben Henderson are all part of the Kickskin family, and you can be too. Call today at 888-KIK-SKIN. That's 888-545-7546. Or go to kickskinmartialarts.com to get the gear that the pros use. Kickskin.
Hi, I'm Susan Marshall, and I want to tell you about Gracie Baja Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Terrific Tees. Gracie Baja is located at 110 North 1st Street in Jacksonville. Call at 501-920-3349. If you're looking to lose weight, change your life, and train with the best, look no further than Gracie Baja. We offer free intro classes, and we have classes for all ages. What better way to be trained than by world-class MMA instructor Max Bishop? All ages welcome. Our motto is organized like a team, fighting like a family, and we truly believe in it. Terrific Tees is located in Sherwood and is your premier t-shirt shop and embroidery shop. We specialize in screen printing, direct-to-garment printing. We do school uniforms, team uniforms, and we offer baby items, custom rhinestones, and so much more. We're located at 9851 Brockington in Suite 5 in Sherwood. Give us a call at 501-835-5343 for all your custom t-shirt needs.
Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans across Arkansas, get ready for Mixed Martial Arts. Saturday, February 11th, Mixed Martial Arts is back with Valentine's Massacre. Saturday, February 11th, at the Metroplex Event Center on Colonel Glenn. Doors open at 6:30. Fights begin at 7 p.m. Come watch the finest fighters across the state battle out in the proving ground in the cage. Make sure you're there Saturday, February 11th at the Metroplex Event Center for mixed martial arts action.
Let's get ready to rumble! Be prepared to be tapped out with MMA news right here on KLRG. And we're back, KLRG 880 AM 94.5, streaming around the world at KLRG880.com. On the phone right now, man, look, I've talked to a lot of different guys. I had Hoist Gracie on the line a couple weeks ago, and it was phenomenal. But you know what? In the BJJ world right now, there's still a great revolution. There's still more and more awesome instructors and websites that people don't know about. I want to tell you about ilovebjj.com. But you know what? Even better than me telling you, I got the man himself, Ken Premola, on the line. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Craig. Yes, it is ilovebjj.com. And you know what? The thing is, it's the Facebook page that's been getting all the controversy. It's been getting all the hits. Facebook.com/ilovebjj. Posting there every day. A lot of people getting to know what the community's feeling every day. And it's definitely been exciting and fun. And you know, we're talking even about what you're talking about in terms of Nick Diaz, the controversy with the marijuana, and with the fight. I mean, keeping up to date with that, keeping everybody in the loop, up to date all the time. and just trying to spread the good word of jiu-jitsu.
Man, and it's awesome. I love the fact that we have someone who's a black belt. I mean, if they go to ilovebjj.com, everybody can get a good little brief background of some of the guys that you've trained under, from Hobson Mora, Jacare, some of these guys that you've trained with, that you fought against. I mean, it's just, the list goes on. So everybody that's delving, there's a lot of tons of, I mean, I go to gyms all the time, tons of young white belts that are still learning, and they're always asking, hey, where do I go to learn this? Hey, where do I go to learn that? Where can you get informed? One of the first things I tell them is, if they go onto my page, check out Ken Primola and what he's got going on at I Love BJJ, because you're going to learn those things. And beyond just what you're learning, the funny videos. Tell everybody about some of the good stuff you got on some of your parodies, because, man, they are hilarious.
Well, you know what, Craig? I've been doing teaching online jiu-jitsu on YouTube for about the past 6 years, and something I noticed is, there's so many truisms when people come through the door. Whether they want to be a UFC fighter, they want to be a black belt in 6 months, whatever it is, and how they roll, how they spar in jiu-jitsu, the excuses. And I just thought, after all these years, seeing what's been going on, I just wanted to put it at the forefront. And, when people see the video, it's usually like, LOL, and then they'll say, how true is so true. So it's obviously getting across to the public, making people laugh, and not taking the sport so seriously, and seeing the funnier side of things. And I'm actually writing a book on like beginning jiu-jitsu, and I'm trying to put like those truisms and make it funny, so people can relate. Everyday people, where it's not just such a tight, honorable sport. There's a lot of humor there, too. And, that's what jiu-jitsu is to me. It's a lot of good guys and females, having fun, training, and, talking and BSing around afterwards. And it's like a family,
Definitely, man. It's like everybody else. I train at Nemesis Jiu-Jitsu in North Little Rock, and as that school is growing, I've been through a couple different schools, and you'll see the guy come in, and there's a video everybody needs to watch of yours that shows a guy walking through the door. Oh, man, I want to be an MMA fighter. I'm going to be, oh, yeah, well,
I don't want to pay anything.
I don't want to pay anything. I don't want to, you show me some moves, man. My hands are great. And, we actually, I guess we had a kid come in the other day that I'm going to start working out with him, but he was awesome, man. Oh, I'm going to be great. Come in, man, you know nothing. You really know nothing.
Yeah.
So it's great. Now, for everybody that's up there in Philly, in the Philly area, tell everybody about your school, name, location, phone number, so they can contact you, because I'm pretty sure we got quite a few of your listeners listening right now.
Oh, well, cool, Craig. It's actually, my affiliation is in Philadelphia. It's called Team Balance. That's under Phil and Rick Miglery. It's under Helsing Gracie. And I have an offshoot. It's about 20 minutes south in the Wilmington area where I teach in Delaware. It's called TrolleySquareMMA.com. It's a small school. We're growing, a lot of word of mouth. And, again, TrolleySquareMMA.com. Anybody can come, check it out. And anybody anywhere is welcome to come up. I've had people stop up from different areas and just to check it out. There's a lot of good schools up there, up in the area. So any of the schools, or even if they want to contact me and say, hey, I'm further from you, Ken, where should I go? It'd be a pleasure to reach out and try to help you out. So, I appreciate that, and anybody's always welcome.
That is fantastic. A lot of people, everybody needs to realize, too, just because somebody is a black belt in a martial art and growing in the sport, from a Marcelo Garcia to Kron Gracie and stuff, I've never met a black belt that's really ever been negative about somebody coming into their gym and training, ever. It's an open door policy at pretty much every gym that I know of, and if there's not, well, then it's kind of, I couldn't see a gym growing if you don't have someone such as yourself that's an instructor, a teacher, who takes people under your wing, and don't go, hey, my door's open, come in, learn. And I think everybody needs to have that view. It's no longer the days of, hey, I'm going to walk into this gym and I have to be a tough guy, otherwise I'm going to get beat up if I go in this gym and I'm not super strong. Now people can go into an MMA gym or a BJJ gym. Man, I just want to learn. They can come up to you, probably, Mr. Primola, Ken, I would like to just learn this. What do you say to those out there that are still timid and don't know anything about it, and they're really interested, but they're tuning in right now?
Well, I think jiu-jitsu is for everybody, and people need to realize that. And I don't care if you have an ailment, if you're overweight, and sometimes if they don't see it right away, just say somebody who's overweight or somebody who's skinny and wimpy looking comes into my gym and they see a bunch of tough guys rolling around, they're going to say, oh, man, that's not for me. I can't picture myself there. Now, obviously, if I have people different shapes and sizes, they'll be able to picture themselves in there, and it's an easier sell for me. But if they don't, I have to tell them, I have to convince them, and it's my approach to them, making them feel welcome. And maybe I say, hey, let's do a 15-minute lesson, and I'll show something to you. And I need to be as positive. I need to be as positive as I can about it, and demonstrate it in a way where they're learning and they feel good about it. But if they come in here and people kick their ass, that's not going to help them. You know what I mean? So.
Well, yeah, it's not. I've seen gyms too where it has happened. You'll have a guy walk into a gym, first timer, and oh yeah, you look big and tough, so we'll just give you this brown belt over here who's about to fight this weekend, who's looking to take out some rage. We're going to give you him and see how you last. Which is definitely a wrong way to look at things. Like you were saying earlier, I think everybody comes into jiu-jitsu for a different reason. Hillary Williams, world champion from last year, she's going to be here next week. She even said, look, I started jiu-jitsu to get in shape, just as something to work out. Never in her mind at that time would it have crossed that there's going to come a day where I will be the best in the world in my division ever. And I think people need to come into your gym, like a lot of gyms like we're in too, with a mentality of what do I want to get out of it, and man, dream big. I think dream big. You won last year. You won Mundials, 2011.
Oh no.
In Masters.
Go ahead. No, it was that was a few years ago. Actually, I won the Masters International a few years back. I won that in Brazil.
Okay.
Then I won the Pan Ams
a
few years later. I haven't been competing too much lately, but I've definitely had my share of competition, victories and losses, and I'm pretty proud of myself. But I do enjoy competition, and that comes from like the wrestling background, and it's definitely something fun. Not necessarily for everybody, but it's definitely something that I enjoy because I just like testing myself in that type of setting.
Now, when you started jiu-jitsu, the day, I remember the first day I stepped on the mat as a white belt. First day. Do you remember that day? And looking back at that time, could you have imagined that you would be where you're at today?
Well, you know what? I was kind of hesitant, but the thing is I had a wrestling background, so it definitely eased me into it. But I refused for a while because I'm thinking, oh, these people wearing the gis and these arm locks, I could get hurt, because you watch the first UFCs, and tapping doesn't look like it's a fun thing to do. But, I'm a pretty hardworking person. I wasn't sure of the technicalities of the sport, as obviously I am more so now. But, once you get into it, I think people that really find a passion for it, it's not always about like, wow, I'm going to be the best or I'm going to become a champion. It's just like, you just get caught up in loving it. I think Marcelo Garcia, I don't think he's doing it just to be the best. I think he just does it so much because it's a part of his life and he just loves learning. And what happens as a result is he becomes good when he competes because he puts a lot of time into it,
Yeah.
So,
around here in Arkansas, we've been having a lot of different things with the commission, which we'll deal with that later. The BJJ community is definitely growing. It's strong and it's gradually growing. Up there in the Philadelphia, Delaware, that whole New England area up in there, how is it coming along that since you've been doing it, since you've been teaching, how much growth have you really seen up there when it comes to tournaments, school sizes growing? What's your opinion on the size? Is it growing really well?
I think for the most part, it's definitely booming. Balance Studios, the affiliation I'm under, I used to teach up in Philadelphia at times, and I remember there was like 4 to 10 people in my class. Then 2 years later, there was 30 to 40 people in the class. So it's growing. Obviously, everybody's trying to get in on the opportunities. It's blowing up. It's around the cities, obviously. So, there's definitely a lot of people that want to try it. But the thing is that I notice is my affiliation, the first school started many years ago. So it just takes time to grow, and the places that aren't able to wait that long may fold, but if you do something good, 5, 10, 15 years, it's going to grow if you put the time in. The word has to get out. Jiu-Jitsu is a popular sport. MMA is popular, and they can see the Jiu-Jitsu aspect of it. So it's becoming more recognizable. It's becoming more helpful. It's becoming more attractive and hot. Even females that want to get in shape. Jiu-Jitsu is a good answer. You're going to lose weight. You're going to get in shape. You're going to eat healthy and be healthy and have that lifestyle. So it's definitely growing up. It's definitely growing in the area I found, and it's really, really booming.
That's awesome. And I've been all over the place. Just because you put a name up on a building does not drive people into a gym. I've really come to notice that. I mean, you could put even Gracie Baja up on a wall, and it still takes the owner of that gym to a lot of hard work, sweat, and dedication to help build that gym, to help make it grow. What kind of product do you have inside? The outside looks great, but a lot of people will still drive by. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that Hoist Gracie guy maybe once or so. Maybe, is that the MMA guy? Or I think it takes a lot of us as a community to reach out to our community, to be able to have our friends. I don't think really anything grows better than having your students tell their friends who tell their friends, look, come here, train, do what I do. Because they'll see someone who steps in the gym for the first time within 6 months, just, man, you're starting to look more fit. You seem to be eating differently. You seem to be better. Just something great about people who do this. And nothing sells your product better than the students themselves.
Absolutely, absolutely. I had a gentleman, one of my students last night. He's like, hey, Ken, this guy wanted to come in and maybe do wrestling with me. So I'm thinking like, well, we don't really offer wrestling here. It's jiu-jitsu, but I think he would like that. So I said, you can bring him in anytime. There's no strings attached. He can come in for a week for free. He can watch. He can participate. I think anybody that comes in, meets the people, if you're a good teacher and you have nice students that aren't trying to, hurt people, and that should file down from the leader. I think anybody should feel welcome. Even if they don't participate, they can at least watch and say, maybe I can try that. I don't have to spar. So maybe this move is cool for self-defense. So I think that approach, depending on the approach, anybody could do jiu-jitsu if they're given the right approach. But, you just have to be soft, gentle, and you have to understand the people that you're trying to bring into the gym. And you have to work with them. And people want to be educated. I used to think because I was a wrestler, I just want to be thrown into the fire. That's the way to go. If you can't handle it, you're not good, right for the sport. But nowadays, the curriculums are changing. There's beginner-friendly curriculums where, everybody's learning at the same pace, very slowly, and instructors are taking the time to learn, the time to teach. And, I know Gracie Baja has a curriculum too, and they're doing a great job with spreading the word. And I think that soft approach is more, becoming more prevalent and a better approach nowadays.
Definitely. Well, one thing I was supposed to tell you, I got a friend of mine down here named Rolly Delgado who wanted me to tell you hi for him. He told me, class act guy. Yeah, he's a great guy. So Rolly Delgado and the West Side MMA guys all say what's up to you, Ken. I'm not gonna keep you all day long. We're gonna continue on. I greatly appreciate your time this morning. Ken Primola, what else you got? What do you want to leave off with today, sir? Mike is yours.
Well, I just want to say I definitely appreciate being on here, Craig, and thank you so much for having this show and continuing to spread the word. Anybody that wants to learn about jiu-jitsu, look up the Isle of BJJ on Facebook and, hit me up with a message. Try to go to jiu-jitsu, any gym in Arkansas, or if you're listening worldwide, just step in. I guarantee you, even if you've never done the sport, if you try it one time, there's a really good chance you're going to want to come back. There's so many people that I've put in my, that have come in my gym that have done something totally different than jiu-jitsu, and now they've become fiends, and it's changed their life and really helped them out.
Well,
so, thanks again.
Thank you, sir. Ken Primola, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah! Greatly appreciate it. Sir, we will talk to you soon.
Thanks a lot, Craig.
Have a good one, sir. Kickskin, the premier MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gear company in the world today, is now the official fight gear of me, Craig Anthony, and my show, The Fifth Round. Since 1994, Kickskin has brought to the world the best in Jiu-Jitsu gis, fight short, rash guard, the original #1 rated Valley Tudo glove, men's and women's apparel, and much, much more. Christine Cyborg Santos, Matt Serra, Kendall Grove, and Ben Henderson are all part of the Kickskin family, and you can be too. Call today at 888-KIK-SKIN. That's 888-545-7546. Or go to kickskinmartialarts.com to get the gear that the pros use. Kickskin. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, are you ready for mixed martial arts action at its finest? February 11th at the Clear Channel Metroplex, Valentine's Massacre. Doors open at 6:30. First fight start at 7. Pro fights, amateur fights, fighters from all around Arkansas are going to be there. A title fight on the line. Don't forget, you can buy your tickets at the door, but get them in advance. Only $25. Check it out. February 11th, Valentine's Massacre at the Clear Channel Metroplex.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Be prepared to be tapped out with MMA news right here on KLRG. And we're back. KLRG 880 AM, 94.5 FM, surrounding the world on KLRG880.com. Wow, what a phenomenal segment that was with the man, Ken Pramola. That was awesome. Had a blast having him on the show today. And you know what? Hopefully, all these guys that I'm talking to on the air, I would love to have them come down here to Arkansas, and I definitely would love to make that happen. To have Ken down here for a seminar, I think would be phenomenal. Anybody like him, I talked last week to Gokor, or 2 weeks ago to Gokor, to Hoist Gracie, to all these guys. Those guys are coming. Gracie Baja in Jacksonville is going to be having seminars in the next couple of months. Stay tuned. Real quick, if everybody, whoever's listening out there, open your ears, and I'm asking you to please open your wallets, because Craig Anthony, yes, we need some advertising, sponsorships of the show. Contact me here at the station. You can call us here, 501-492-8255. That's 501-492-8255. You can ask to speak to me if you'd like to. If you want to run advertising for your small business, big business, if you just want to call up and give me a hug, you can do that too. Just call that number, 501-492-8255. And if you just want to call into the show, well, that number right there is 492-5576. 492-5576. And if you want to call into the show and be a guest, I've not had a caller. I've been on the show. I've had the show 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Never had a caller. Oh, well.
I'm going to get you a caller.
You're going to get me a caller?
I'll get you a caller.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, in the house right now, Nathan Kirby. Nathan, what's up, brother?
How are you?
Man, I'm on cloud 9 because you know what? It's fight week!
Man, it's weigh-ins tonight.
Weigh-ins, man.
You know, I'm itching. My leg is shaking. It won't stop. You know, I'm looking at the clock. I'm just like, tick, 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 tick.
Yep.
Tick.
It is. Tonight is weigh-ins. Location, please, sir.
We are going to be at Flying D's. Okay, now listen. I don't have a marketing degree, okay, but I've been in my own business and ran my own business for about 12 years. That is the most messed up name ever. On the sign, it says Flying. It has a big capital D, has another capital D, okay? So people think it's called Flying DD, right?
Yeah.
It's called Flying D's. Well, there's two, right? So
Flying
2 D's
Ds.
would be D's. But no, there's no apostrophe, there's no S. It just says Flying DD, but it's pronounced Flying D's. You would think it was pronounced Flying Double D or... No, and I even told him, I said, you need to change your business name. You are messing everybody up.
Yeah.
One of the owners, her name is something D'Angelo, like her two D's in her name. But anyway, that's where the weigh-ins are going to be tonight off University, South University, Flying D's, Man,
Flying
I
D's?
can't even remember. Is it Flying DD or Flying D's?
Flying D's.
It's Flying D's. Man. So we got, there's a band going to be there tonight too. And so we've got a whole stage set up and we've got everything for the fighters. 7 o'clock live weigh-ins. And since we are sold out of cage tickets, we are sold out of stage tickets. And I'm down to, I've got 10 VIP tickets with me. So I'm collecting all the tickets tonight, and we're actually going to be selling tickets there tonight for the show.
So if you need a ticket, tonight is the night, because you know what, you're going to buy your ticket for $25 tonight if you're getting a general admission seat. 25.
40 for VIP.
40 for VIP.
Everything else is sold out.
So you get 40 for VIP, 20 for general admission. If you were to buy your ticket at the door tomorrow night, which is possible, it's $30. So you're going to save yourself $5 tonight going and buying your tickets. And you want to buy a stack of them for your friends. It's that late holiday stocking stuffer that you didn't get for your brother. Make sure you get plenty of tickets. Because like always, we talk about the growth of mixed martial arts, the growth of jiu-jitsu, the growth of any martial art here in Arkansas. The way you do that is you attend. Go to the fights to show your support. Go support those. If you have a small business, look, if you have a small business or even a large business, if you have a business that you want to promote, phenomenal way to do that because you're going to have thousands of people.
Breaking news.
Yes, sir.
Breaking news. Ken Pramola and I are friends.
Woo!
On Facebook.
That is awesome.
I'm sitting there
So
waiting
cool.
forever. I knew we were going to be on the line, and it says, "We're sorry, this user has too many pending friend requests."
Too many pending.
I got through. What's up? So what? What?
That is awesome. That's called clout, dude. You now have clout.
I love BJJ. I'm telling you, man, I went back and forth with Rolly and Matt on a Facebook link one time, and all these people are chiming in about parodies like that. Of course, I had the guy call in. I don't know if we talked about it or not. I had a guy call into my gym. This is when I was still in West Little Rock. I had a guy call into my gym, asked me about fighting. Yo, man, man, I'm fast, man. I got hands. I run all the time, man. I'm straight up strong. I'm like, all right, come in and train. Nah, man, I want to fight. We got to train you for a fight. I mean, you got to come in and train. Nah, man. Nah, I just want to come in and, all right, then you can stay with our fighters training. We have advanced training. You can stay tonight and train with them. Yeah, all right. I said, well, just bring shorts, a cup, and a mouthpiece if you're going to train. And I don't need no mouthpiece. You need a mouthpiece. What? He never showed up. Man, it was hilarious.
Wow. So tomorrow night, we got a lineup of fights.
Man, did you hear our special guest?
We have a UFC The Ultimate Fighter, former contestant from The Ultimate Fighter,
yes,
going
sir.
to be here.
Well, I was trying to get him here early today. I was really hoping he'd be able to come here on the radio with us today. That would be awesome to have.
Got a phone number?
I do.
Ooh.
You want to get him on the phone?
You might want to call him and see if I can give him a buzz, and we'll
okay.
get him on the line.
All right. Well, I've got a friend that man. We were just talking about supporting MMA, right?
Yes.
So I've got a friend on Facebook. We've never met. Okay, we've never met. She's texting me back and forth on Facebook. She's a fan. She comes to the fights. She's been amazing. She was gonna fly this guy in round trip using her miles.
Wow.
Who does that? And she's wanting to help me sponsor him because it costs me money. She's been absolutely amazing.
KLRG.
I guess we're going on the live telephone right now.
Who's this?
Well, anyway, since Craig's busy on the phone, I'll just talk to the local public here. I just think that was awesome that Ken Pramola was on the line and talking about jiu-jitsu, but without any bias. That's what it's about.
You have Ty on the line?
Which Ty?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Ty.
Hey, I read your Facebook page. You ain't choking me.
How's it going, my friend?
Pretty good.
Well,
Working away,
Craig,
getting ready.
just in case you don't know who you're talking about, we're talking to you right now. You have to get on the internet, get on Facebook, and look up Hit List Images. Okay? Is that the actual Facebook name, Ty?
Yeah, it's Hit List MMA Images, actually.
Okay.
But it's all good.
Unbelievable. And this is, I'm talking, you got to understand, I've been in the fight game for about 10 years now, from Iowa and all this stuff, and trained with great fighters, seen everything. I've been to UFCs. This guy takes the most phenomenal pictures. And the way it's a bright room, and the way it makes it look black, he's phenomenal. You've got to look up his photos.
Will do.
All right, Ty. Anything you want to say?
I just saw your post, and I ain't having you choke me tonight. So.
Thank you.
That is
No
fantastic.
problem, boss. We'll see you tonight.
All right, bye-bye.
Have a good one, sir.
Bye.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
Your first
My first caller on the 5th round. That was awesome. He's like, I'm going to be there. I'm taking pictures. Don't choke me. Thank you.
Man, he's been amazing. He's been amazing support for this show.
When it comes to the growth, you look, there's all these gyms out there. Get your kids involved. Get your mother involved. Get everybody involved.
Your mama.
Come to these classes. You're going to walk into most all these gyms, and you're going to find something for everybody. You're going to find a beginning class. You're going to find kids classes. Women's self-defense classes are out there. I don't care if you end up going to the local community center and getting yourself a little membership there so you could walk the track or lift light weights. Get involved. The state of Arkansas right now is ranked number 9 in the United States for most obese states in the nation.
It's awful.
I find it appalling. I find it saddening. Over the statistics have shown, over 30% of the adults in the state of Arkansas and over 38% of children under the age of 16 are obese or overweight. Okay,
well, you know what? That is exactly the same reason why I started that weight loss and started that diet and that 90-day challenge. That's exactly the reason why. I'm training people, Craig, okay? And I'm overweight. I mean, I'm training people because I'm focused on everybody else. Their training, their fight coming up, their Nagas, their grappling tournament. I'm so focused on everybody else. I'm focused on the company I used to work for, working night and day. From the moment I wake up to the moment I get home, it's 10 o'clock at night, I'm eating supper. I was just unhealthy. I was just not living right. And I said that was enough. I've lost 32 pounds. I'm down 32 pounds. I'm the
awesome,
lightest
brother.
I've been since I was fighting in Iowa. And I feel amazing. So that's a reason why, there was some controversy about me starting that. I started Visalis because I didn't want to live that way anymore. And now I can help other people do the same thing. So, man, I'm telling you, any fitness, any martial art. Listen, I know there's Krav Maga out there.
There is.
There's Jeet Kune Do. I love Taekwondo. I've been doing Taekwondo for a long time. I started with karate. I went to boxing. I love martial arts. I love to train, and being able to get on that floor and just slap hands, knuck it, hug it, grapple, it's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable feeling.
I think what everybody needs to listen to as well, for those that are tuning in and that want to know about the fitness aspect of this, a gigantic, huge benefit to training in an MMA gym, Jiu-Jitsu gym, martial arts, is that you're not alone, okay? There are so many people that will not get off the couch and not start this because they are alone. They have no support.
Yeah.
Okay? You have, in almost every gym around here, around the world, you will have a team. You will have teammates that can help you, that will give you their testimony about what happened with them when they stepped in. I know personally guys that have lost over 100 pounds just by diet and exercise.
Yeah.
Period. Okay? Then if you're in the gym and you're having issues, you have coaches. I'm not, you can go to certain gyms and get yourself a personal trainer. Sadly, 9 times out of 10, and this comes from personal experience working for a mega gym back home in Phoenix, the majority of your trainers that you will find in some of these large gyms are 19-year-old kids who took a 2 or 3 week course online and got a small, very inexpensive certification. They don't really know what they're talking about. If someone does not have an NASM certification, a national big certificate, something you seriously have to test for. You have to know knowledge, because you know what you are? You are taking somebody else's life and somebody else's well-being into your hands if you're training somebody when it comes to physical fitness. To know how to help have somebody work out and avoid or work around the injuries that they already sustained, and to hopefully not sustain any new injuries. Don't trust going to some of these kids. If you don't feel comfortable, don't go to just anybody. Look, you walk into Nathan Kirby and you ask him, if you're on his mats and you pull him aside, Nathan, I'm having troubles training because my knee is hurting. I will guarantee you he will pull you aside. He will talk to you about, okay, what can we do to continue your training and further you without injuring or further injuring what you already have, without hindering you.
It's not just the injury. It's there's more to this. It's when you have somebody that's not qualified, not trained, not just physically, more than likely they're not even trained in the aspects of leadership and management, how to run a school, how to run a class. That's what we end up following in with. This is my focus, and not just my focus, but this is a focus that we have for all martial arts schools. You don't just walk in. It's not about punching and kicking. It's not about takedowns and chokes. There's something more to this. And if this is all you're about, man, I'm sorry, you're missing the biggest picture. You're missing a bigger picture. There's more to this than just punching and kicking and how bad we can be. There's got to be something in there for you. There's got to be something that you can give back to somebody else. It's about making our life better in and outside of that school, at work, at home, with our lives, with our kids, with our families. So it's all about betterment. And martial arts can do that. Jiu-Jitsu can do that. So I just want to say one more time, this fight that we have coming up, I know we keep bouncing back and forth, but this fight that we got coming up, the fans are extremely excited about this. We've got cage side tables are sold out. Not only are they sold out, but every single table is oversold. And don't worry if you have a cage side table, you've got a seat. But one of my guys, I could have killed him. He just kept calling me for more tickets, and we ended up putting 24 people at 2 tables. But anyway, no cage side. The stages are sold out. We're selling out of tickets right now, and I can't wait to have weigh-ins tonight. But Flying D's. But tomorrow night we've got our after party. So make sure you guys support these businesses that support my show. If it's not for these businesses, if it wasn't for this radio station, you guys don't understand. Craig is doing something that I tried doing a couple years ago, but I didn't have the forum because I was a full-time martial arts instructor. This is Craig now. This is his opportunity to give back to the state, give back to the sport, and he's got the forum for it. So please support his show. Listen to his show. Make sure you're supporting. If you've got financial backing, especially from a company or a business you work for, get on this event, get on this show and advertise with Craig because people are tuning in. If you're listening, give them the number. Craig, what's the number here?
A number for advertising. If you want to call me on an advertising number, 501-492-8255. That number again is 501-492-8255, and you can call and talk to me. Just ask for Craig Anthony. I'll sit there and talk to you about what's going on. If you want to call into the show,
yeah, let's do a call in right now. Call in the show and ask us a question.
501-492-5576. That number again, 501-492-5576.
492-5576. Call in, ask us a question about the show tomorrow night. Ask us about MMA.
If you want to talk about, I was going to get Will Broyles on the line.
Is he there?
He's not. Charlie, I tried to get a hold of Mr. Charlie Rader, who's going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
He did not answer his phone. He might still be sleeping.
Well,
dude,
that's
MMA
the
guys,
life
man,
of
we
MMA.
love our phone call.
That's the life of MMA right there. People say, man, you sleep all day? No, I try and sleep until 8 or 9 since I go to bed at 2 or 3 in the morning. So I try to do the best that I can. But anyway, I want to tell everybody as we're jumping around. Squirrel. Okay, as we're jumping around, tomorrow night is the fight. Doors open at 6:30. We are going to open up the doors at 3 o'clock for those who want to buy tickets in advance. So if you want to buy tickets, you can come to the show about 3 o'clock and start purchasing your tickets so you have them so you don't have to worry about selling out. But most importantly, if you want a better seat, the only thing we have left is VIP. Doors open at 6:30. We are taking credit cards at the door. 7 o'clock, the doors are, we're actually starting the first fight, Craig. And make sure if you're talking about this today or tomorrow, you tell them that we are starting our first fight at 6:45. Doors are going to be opening. We're going to open the doors even earlier than 6:30. I didn't say that. My security don't know that yet, but we're opening the door before that because I want everybody in their places. I want the undercard starting, the preliminary fights to go at 6:45. Then we've got the Little Rock Air Force Base, the honor guard. We have somebody singing the national anthem. I've got a girl coming in who sings songs all over YouTube. She's all over YouTube. She's coming in to do a performance. Man, I'm telling you.
We got Ron on the line.
Hey, I missed where the location of the show is going to be at. I'm sorry.
It's at the Metroplex Event Center on Colonel Glenn, 10800 Colonel Glenn, Metroplex Clear Channel.
Sweet. I like the new time slot, too. I'm a lot more awake at 10 o'clock in the morning, Craig.
Thank
there
you very
go,
much,
follower
sir.
listener. Thanks for listening so much. It means a lot to Craig. I know it means a lot to the sport.
Man, it's awesome. Thank you, sir.
But anyway, after the fights, we're all going to West End. So this is the thing. If you guys don't go to West End, then they don't become a supporter of my show. If they're not a supporter of my show financially, then I'm not able to bring Charlie Rader. See, this is how I'm able to bring these people in. Do you realize how much Tito Ortiz was? Or,
Forrest
he was
Griffin.
down in Louisiana. Yeah, Forrest Griffin. People don't make, I guarantee you, I guarantee you, people don't make a yearly salary, how much it costs to bring Forrest Griffin here.
Wow.
It was crazy. I had brought Pat Miletich here. Pat did me a solid just because I trained with him. He wanted me to open up an actual Pat Miletich affiliation here in Arkansas, here in Little Rock. So I didn't have to pay as much that normally most people would, but this isn't cheap. So you guys, man, you support the show. You support these TV, radio shows like this. I'm going on THV. THV has been amazing.
It's huge.
I mean, dude, Channel 11, THV, 150,000 viewers at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, 7:30 in the morning, and we're going on. They support this. I love it. That's what we need is
awesome.
More Little Rock support.
Hey, our phone's ringing still.
I love it. So anyway, West End tomorrow night. Come support the after party. And then when that is over, we're going to have an after party. So I'll let everybody know about that tomorrow. But they're an elite sponsor. Their 10-year anniversary is coming up, and we got some special news. But also, we're going to give away a bunch of free stuff at the after party.
Go ahead, caller. Who am I speaking to?
Dusty Mason.
Hey, nobody knows this. I haven't put it out there in public, but go ahead. You want to tell everybody the big news, Dusty?
My wife and I will be coming in to see the show and get to bring Mr. Kirby's goddaughter.
Oh, what?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm honored, dude.
So, that's we know you do a lot for everybody around there, and we really wanted to get out there for the show, and we got about a 12-hour drive ahead of us, but we're about to head out.
Dusty just had a baby girl.
Is this Dusty Twinkle Toes Mason?
It is.
Hey, brother. Man, I have not talked to this guy. Man, it's probably like AXC, when it was like an AXC 7 or something like that. I remember talking to him at the weigh-ins, man. I used to email Facebook back and forth with this young man. This guy set the record for like fastest submission. Wow. Honor to have you on the show this morning, sir.
Thank you.
Man.
Yeah, he turned pro. He's in Texas. He's a family man now. So, I mean, I don't know if we'll ever get him to fight, on a Kingdom Promotion show or not. I'm not trying to twist his arm or anything, but I mean, it's just okay. Again, what I was saying when you were on the phone earlier, this is what I was telling everybody. It's more than punching and kicking, sweeping and choking. It's more than that.
It's AXC 6, and I'm calling the fight when this young man comes up and does a flying arm bar.
He just learned it 4 days before.
Wow.
Wasn't it like 4 days, Dusty?
No, I was only there for 2 days. I came in early, trained with you. You taught it to me. The next day was the weigh-ins, and then the third day, yeah. It was. But, we did it about 10 times in the gym.
Man, it was, one night we did, I think we did it 10 times in one night and just boom, over and over and over. Yeah. Then the next day, did it again.
There's one thing to talk about Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, and then there's something else to talk about some of the craziest moves in Jiu-Jitsu ever being used in MMA, and Dusty pulled it off as an amateur, of all things. This wasn't...
but no, wow. Listen, I got a bust on Dusty. Here's the deal. Normally, when you snap on somebody, they try and stand back up. Well, this guy didn't stand up, so Dusty took all his weight, all 150 pounds, in the air, backwards, landed on his shoulder. I don't know how he didn't go unconscious. It was kind of like Carlos Condit getting smashed. Carlos Newton being smashed by Matt Hughes, in the double knockout. But, he jumped and slammed on the back of his head for that flying armbar and ended up teaching them.
I greatly recall it because I was actually sitting there.
You were
calling it.
With Sean
Arnell. It was awesome. Dusty, I thank you for your time this morning. We're going to be wrapping up the show here shortly.
Can't wait to see you, buddy.
Cannot wait to see you at the show, man.
All righty. That's, we're excited to get out there and get the little girl out there. And that's like Mr. Kirby said. It's a lot more than punching and kicking. Getting with this man, it really changed my life.
Well, you're awesome, dude. He also had a birthday. Didn't you turn 30?
I turned 30 on the 24th, and that was the same day my daughter was born.
Happy birthday. All right, dude.
Congratulations, man. God bless you. See you tomorrow night.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Man, God is good. Seriously, the changes that Dusty's made from the moment I walked into the state to where he is right now, completely different person. It's just been amazing. So,
well, real quick, we're coming down to our last 5 minutes of the show. I did not get to touch on what happened at the Athletic
yeah.
Commission yesterday. It was on the news.
Yeah. Fox 16.
I promise this. I definitely promise you this. Next week I got Hillary Williams on the show. Plus I will have Will Broyles. And I'm pretty sure that Will's going to be ticked off at me now that I didn't call him like I told him I would. But man, I have an hour. I have an hour.
He's got some. I'm telling you, he's got some juicy stuff for you. But it's not just about Arkansas.
Yes.
He's got some crazy stuff going on down in Louisiana. He'll never come back to Arkansas again.
I know.
I talked to him yesterday. He's done. He'll never, ever step back foot in here. Johnny Mattingly,
gone.
Fired.
Gone.
He was told, you either quit, you either resign, or we're going to fire you. And so he resigned. Now he tried to rescind it afterwards, and they're holding.
And the big problem too is that so many people have problems with Jason Stewart that's on the commission.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing on the news.
Yes,
everybody's
sir.
talking about him and lawyers going back and forth. Well, it's not fair to the public that the commission won't let anybody be heard. For one, the split second anybody has something that needs to be heard that they don't agree with, you're out of here. We don't want to hear it. Get out of the room. We're going to shut the door. We will have our meeting. Yeah, we will have our meeting. Then we will, finish this meeting, and then it doesn't matter what you tell me because it's not going to be said while it's an active meeting anymore.
Can I say something? This is what it boils down to. There's a lot of hot-headed people there. There's a lot of people with massive agendas. There's a lot of people that we're talking the Attorney General, the District Attorney. There are some big wigs that was involved in this. Here it is. It's legislation. It's legal. We can't fight it right now. We have to lobby, and when legislation is back open, then we can try and strike it from what is the rules right now. But you can complain all you want, but Jason Stewart has the law on his side right now. There's nothing we could do. We can just complain, and I don't have any time for complaining. I've got a show to run. I just want to do what is right. Health, safety, welfare of the fighters. That's what the Athletic Commission is supposed to be looking for.
And
so
not
we'll see
ripping
what happens
off the
tonight.
promoters.
Yes. But he assured me that we're starting all from scratch, and it's not
I
about...
read yesterday through 25 pages of rules and regulations of
fingernail
the commission,
clippers.
And it was some of it's actually downright appalling to read about. You're talking about making promoters just for a local kids tournament in any martial art. Okay, first the promoters got to give up $1,000 to the fight commission for fees. They want part of your ticket sales.
5% has to go to them
of your ticket sales. If you are having a tournament style thing, dude, trust me, some of that money for your entry fees, a lot of it is going to the commission. You have to. Who puts in a rule that you have to have a certified announcer at a tournament?
Yep, I had to be certified. I had to pay $100 and become a certified MC.
Yes.
And I've got to be a certified matchmaker. You know what that means? I fill out a little piece of paper. I give them my money. They give me a slip. That's my certification. Okay, I walked in here and you're talking about what? Condit and Diaz. What's the controversy? The judging.
The judging.
Anybody can be a judge at these shows. Anybody. All you got to do is be certified. Anybody can be a corner man. You just have to pay a fee. Where is the criteria? That's the biggest problem with mixed martial arts. There isn't even a judging criteria. We're just... Things have to change. There has to be a judging criteria. There has to be a test. There has to be something than you just knowing somebody in the commission and you getting your license because you have a school. I don't care. There has to be a formula. There has to be a better formula than just effective striking based on your opinion or my opinion.
Exactly.
So,
well, we're down to the last minute. I'm going to tell everybody right now, the who's who of MMA and Jiu-Jitsu gyms in Arkansas are going to be represented tomorrow night. Just to top off a couple of these guys, I'm going to, David Lindsay versus Thomas Gifford, pro fight, 155ers, going to
main
town.
Event.
It is going to be the main event tomorrow night. You will not want to miss it. 'Cause I'm going to tell you right now, a fight like that, you blink, it could be over. So stop and watch these guys coming out.
David has lead in his hands.
Jonathan Chitwood versus Josh Whitmer. Title fight.
Yeah.
155 AMI title fight. Phenomenal. Bobby Joe Aller coming out fighting Justin Healy.
That's going to be a great fight.
Huge. Roderick Parker versus Justin Wolf. I was originally scheduled to fight Justin Wolf at AXC 5. That kid is not the same kid that I met back then in 2009. Keegan Haas versus Calvin Smith. Taylor Polk versus Zach Dickey. Crystal Clark versus Amanda Fine in female MMA at its best.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I greatly appreciate everybody's time this morning.
Thank you, Little Rock.
Tune in next week. Well, I got, Hillary Williams going to be on the show. And you know what? I will have Will Broyles from MTV's Caged on the show. Man, it's going to be great. Peace out.
Expect a win. I don't know, by knockout or submission. That's what I'm going to go for, but I expect 5-minute round of war at very high pace.
It is the one we have waited